to complete. So we are in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Second. We are in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, way of liberation in renunciation. Moksha Sannyasa, way of liberation in renunciation. In renunciation. So, what is that sannyasa and what is that liberation? We have been going through step by step, and basically, Krishna took us in a very what I should say, understandable manner, because Arjuna was considered as a shishya, and Arjuna surrendered to him, which brought out the best in Krishna. Best means he is already best, but which brought out the best teacher in him. Krishna came out as a best teacher, and because of the conversation between these two, the entire mankind is benefited. Today, there was one post on Facebook. Somebody has written, Modi central government wants to introduce Bhagavad Gita from standard 6th to 10th in the school. Every day, one shloka. Most probably, it will start in the government school, central government KV and all that. Later, it may come to others also. Bhagavad Gita is not a scripture or a song of God. Gita means song, which is meant for Hinduism particularly. But it is understood that listening to that, majority are Hindus, so majority are slightly conditioned. Whether it is Hindu or non-Hindu, if it is understood properly, then it will bring radical changes. If it's understood properly and if one has faith, it brings radical changes in one's personality at whatever age he or position he or she is, because that is a profound there is profound truth in that. And if you have faith and if you are open minded, definitely it will bring changes. There is no doubt about that. That is how Krishna understanding the psychology, because it is his own creation and it's his own observation of his own creation, how it evolves, and different people evolve. Some go down, some go get elevated, some remain as it is. So understanding all that, he has given a beautiful explanation which addresses the core tendency of an individual, tendencies of individual. And very interestingly, he has covered everything under the sun that a human being needs to know to evolve himself. So we have done all these shlokas. Here again, as I said, 18th chapter, he brings some of them, he reinforces, he repeats. And if you remember, if you understand, during graduation, we learn some concepts. During post-graduation, we learn very limited, but we go in depth. PhD, it is still refined and it's focused on very small area, but still deeper. But let's not think about that. So this 18th chapter is something like post-graduation, where you're specializing. If we have understood, if we have developed faith, and if we, since we are all attending regularly, and there are many of my friends who listen to this online, so they are attracted to Bhagavad Gita because of their feeling, because these are Krishna's words, not anybody else's. So if we are, what I'm trying to say, since we are already there in that groove, now it's not difficult for us to understand the knowledge of the highest position one can attain, highest position a human can attain. That is the highest evolution, and that is liberation. That is permanent happiness, eternal happiness, because it takes us and unites us with him, with that consciousness. It unites us if we are lucky enough and if we have his grace. Both are important, human effort and divine grace. Both should be there. So here it comes the significance of divine grace. So we are in the we completed 55th shloka, I think. Yeah, no, 54 we completed. So we will start from 55th shloka. So in the last three shlokas, that is 52, 3 and 4, he has given how a Brahma Bhuta or a Sthita Prajna, how a person who is highly evolved presents, or what are his qualities. So he says such people, they don't always want company of people. They isolate themselves because they want to be with themselves. They eat very little and they have their mind and body controlled. Uh, they can meditate whenever they want. They can be in the world whenever they want. Even if they are in the world, they are not attached to them because they know how to control their emotions, their actions, everything. And always, almost always engaged in meditation and total dispassion and no ahankar, who has given up his egoism. Anybody says, okay, let it be, whatever you feel is right, because I'm not going to indulge in very trivial arguments. I don't want that. These people have already reached, and they don't believe in any kind of power, pride, lust, anger, and no ownership. Whether you get a place just to get a shelter, that is enough. I don't want to own any property. And these people are ones who become fit to become Brahman. And when they actually attain, they manifest all this, and they are also prasannatma, always pleasing. They don't think, they don't worry, and they have same. They consider everybody as their own. Sarva samaha sarveshu bhuteshu. They deal with every individual, every living being with the same attitude, and such people attain mad bhaktim labhate param. So he says they attain, this is vikasa mad bhakti, he or she gets supreme devotion. So here we must understand that it is a human effort which starts doing all this, and more effort we put, as we have already discussed, more grace will come, and together we start reaching that, and then we attain this supreme devotion. Now he says, by such devotion, what is the outcome of such devotion? Why do we believe in God? Why do we believe? Because we have that faith that he is impartial, and without that supreme consciousness this world would not have been there. It is not the human ordinary human beings possibility at all to bring such a wonderful creation, starting from subatomic structure to the huge manifestation. So there, all this has impressed us. We have developed devotion and we worked on that again and reached that Brahma Bhuta Sthiti, and supreme devotion has come. We have got the we interact outside world also in samaha sarveshu bhuteshu. That means we are very pleasant to everybody, and we are internally also, we have become sthita prajna. Nothing will disturb us because we start loving God so much. Now what does he say? Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yachasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. So what does this devotion do? Extreme. Imagine we are all going in that direction. One day we may, or you, some of you may be in that state. Extreme devotion comes. When you extreme devotion, a bhaktya, that means when you get so much of devotion, no, you feel there's nothing better than in this world, nothing higher than God. I mean, we start loving God as the first priority. We start treating him as a first priority. The most loved person in our life will be God. Nothing beyond that. Just a moment. So the when by devotion, when we have that utmost devotion, the we feel that the best thing to happen in this world is God only. And when a person reaches that state, he wants to be always in that state. Yesterday I was reading about Swami Vivekananda's visit to Himalayas, Mayavati. There's one place called Advaita Ashrama. 15 hours Swami Virajananda, his disciple, he has written so many books. Virajananda, he used to meditate for 15 hours in a day. They are in this world, but mostly they are meditating. So that is Brahma Bhuta. And so what happens is, such when we have such a devotion, then by devotion, bhaktya, one knows me in reality. One knows me in reality means Krishna is saying one knows who I am. Krishna or Vishnu or Avatara Purushas. Who are they in reality? What and who I am. One knows me in reality. Abhijanati yavan yat cha asmi tattvataha. Knowing Krishna in principle. I will tell you what it is. Whatever is explained here and what I have understood. Tato mam tattvato. So then, having known me in reality, who I am, he or she enters into me. Vishata tattvato jnata vishate tadanantaram. So first, ultimate devotion leads to an understanding about the principle of Krishna. Who is Krishna? Who is his avatar Purusha? Is he a person who is shown in picture, who appears to be Arjuna with the two hands, with a flute, or with who is running this chariot, and who has also shown him the Vishwarupa? What I am actually, a devotee must he will understand. Extreme devotion bandaga, they will know what is his dimension, what is his nature. So far, what we have understood is what he has mentioned is the reality is he is that supreme consciousness that is the core of everything in this world, that has created and that sustains. And in 15th chapter, he says, Akshara Yoga, the 15th, Purushottama Yoga. He is the person who is Akshara. Akshara means who will not get degraded, degenerated, who will not reduce in its intensity. It was there, it is now there, it will continue to be there. That is some understanding we have got so far. That is what we are supposed to understand. Krishna is telling Arjuna, not this Krishna in this human form who is before you. I am that supreme consciousness. For that matter, he or any Avatara Purusha or all the Avatara Purushas are descendants of that consciousness, which is Nirakara. But this Nirakaram is absolutely everything is without any form, shape. We are going in little depth because this chapter goes in depth. It takes us there. So there is supreme consciousness, and Krishna has come as a manifestation of that consciousness, Saguna, Sakara. So Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is also an avatar. He says very beautifully, all of you believe in him, sure. That is Saguna, Nirguna. Nirguna is with no property. It is just an abstract energy. Even not even energy. It is just a neutrality, zero, nothingness. That nothingness is consciousness. From there came a tilt. We discussed all this. Prakriti, Maya, from there only. And expression of this entire world. So this also is real in one way, that everything is happening, and what is sustaining, what is making it happen, that is a consciousness. So this is what we have understood. So he says, I am in front of you. You also should understand, Arjuna, that I am not limited to this body. I am that supreme consciousness, and everything is sustained by me. Arjuna, mein friend idya nenu. You are my friend. You have been my charioteer. How can you do? You may think like that. It's understood. But that is what it is. So one who starts understanding first, to understand that you need extreme devotion. To understand that you need to understand extreme devotion. And then you will never regret for enjoying life also, because everything that we enjoy, we start connecting it with the divine. Everything is his. Second thing, my explanation I want to give, what I am trying to understand, how I am trying to understand this reality. Whatever is seen externally, we say, oh, I should not enjoy, I should not injure, this is distraction. That is true. Till we grow to some point, we must have that. We must have that fencing around us. Don't yield to distractions. Control your mind. After everything, no, when the person attains highest devotion, then he will come back to the same enjoyment, but with a different perspective, different attitude. He will think, oh, how beautifully Krishna has designed this, how beautifully this thing is, how this also he enjoys. Second thing is, he will stop getting any pleasure out of that, which normally distracts an individual. I hope I'm clear. Certain things, no, like I said, maybe gambling, smoking. Let me go to the lowest of the lowest pleasures in this world. Smoking interests some people. Let's not call it lowest. It interests some people. Alcohol causes pleasure. Eating very sumptuous, nice food may be pleasure. Enjoying women or enjoying men, sexual pleasures may be a pleasure. But over a period of time, what happens is the attraction comes down, and once he becomes a jnani, he will stop taking interest in any of these pleasures. If at all he enjoys them also, he enjoys them as Bhagavad Prasad. He enjoys them with a wisdom that this is God's gift. Householder, if he has to uh, please his wife physically, then he will no longer regret. Initially, he used to feel my mind gets distracted. Then he learns. Krishna says, in the Kama, which is in the purview of the Dharma, I am the Kama. So Krishna says, never mind, enjoy. So he will say, Krishna has told, there is Krishna. This is how he starts bringing Krishna. And once he attains that, the universe or Krishna will see, look into that, his life is made more amicable. The entire support system helps him to go towards spirituality. That is what happens. Everybody will start cooperating. Everybody will understand his or her perception. This is how it goes. So when there is extreme devotion, everything falls in its place and helps the person enter into him. Entry means it is not physical. Suvarchala was asking one day, I remember about last 2-3 months back, what happens to a realized person? Realized person will be physically here only. Mentally, he becomes so much associated with the divinity that everything becomes crystal clear and there is no good and bad. One more thing, one more realization happens as a person becomes so devoted. He will, Samaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu, he has told, no? Everybody is same, good and bad, ugly, all are same. Everything is his manifestation. It is variation in manifestation. Vibhuti Yoga, we have seen, no? Wherever there's extraordinary merit, I am there, he says, Krishna. But he never says, I'm not there in others, because nothing can be sustained without him. So, Nitya and Leela, Swami Rangnath Anandji says in the words of Sri Ramakrishna, Leela is Maya. Leela, his sport. Everything, good, bad, everything is his Leela only. You know, some things we like, some things we don't like. But all are his manifestations. So, when we accept that, then we are understanding the reality. When we accept, when people talk bad, when there are worst people in this world, Jantar Mantar, I've quoted today, I hate that those, the way they have behaved, the mob in protest, you know, they can protest, but not in this way. So that also is his Leela. That had to happen. That is his Leela. It stimulates something. We cannot condemn. This is our post-graduation and understanding Gita. When we understand everything, first we say Satvika, good, everything, adilla, and we try to become that. Then as we grow, as our devotion grows, Krishna gives that wisdom to make us understand that everything is mine, good, bad, and ugly. So you don't have to worry about that. Just accept and rejoice in the company, or in the what I should say, you in that sthiti, in that mental state. We should be in that mental state where everything will be accepted. So this automatically comes. That is our goal. So that is how we understand with extreme devotion. Until and more devotion you develop, more and more you understand Bhagavad Gita. And it is very evident that sticking to Gita in 2 rounds, all of both you and I. So we are having that faith. We are going towards devotion. And Jesus' grace that he is giving us this knowledge, giving us more clarity. This is what I also understand at this state. Maybe you would have understood in better way. What best I could I have explained. So he says, understand with tattvataha, principle. Anything in this world must be understood in principle. That is what we teach in our medical education technology and so many training programs, isn't it? In principle, we have to understand, not the external appearance of that, what it really internally means. So it means Krishna our Jagat Guru who is giving us Bhagavad Gita, is what we have understood. He is the creator of the entire Leela, and he is sustaining. So, and he is always there. He's been there. I and you were there. We are here. We will continue to come until we enter into him. So he says, Jnatva Vishate Tadanantaram. Jnatva means one who realizes. Then he says that then after Tadanantara means after this, he or she enters into Vishate Tadanantaram. That means after knowing all this, they closely enter into me. We become one with him. We become one with him. Actually, we are always one with him. This body, mind, senses are the Prakriti, nature. The true nature of every human being, of everything, is the consciousness within. This is as per Advaita, if you can understand. If you remember, we used to give example of one pot which has water inside and which is placed. Imagine the pot with water inside a river or ocean where there is water everywhere. There's water inside, there's water outside. So there's consciousness within, there's consciousness outside also. Within me, there's consciousness. Within you, there's consciousness. There's consciousness everywhere. But what is separating you and I is this awareness of our body and our ego. Ego means our body. I, mind, this body. This separates the pot, the mud part of it, which cover that which is with which the pot is made of. That is nothing but the body, mind, consciousness. Body, mind. More and more we become one. We surrender. We allow His grace. The pot breaks. Then the water inside becomes one with the water outside. So that is how we attain the evolution, says Upanishads. This example is given by Swami Sarvapriyananda. I have always liked it. It is given in Swami Sri Ramakrishna books also. Another example, Sri Ramakrishna says, just place a stick. There's a thin film of water. Place a stick in between. It appears that there is left side of water, right side of water. This is like me and Krishna. A stick is separating. Remove that stick, everything is one. Actually, everything was one. It was a false notion. When the stick came, we divided into two. So we can all follow this, it's fine. That means there is no difference between we and the God, because everything is He only. I am the manifestation of consciousness. I as Pratibha doesn't exist only. Who was I in my previous birth? Somebody else. Who was I in somebody else? But what continued? That soul consciousness. So that is what we have to understand. I stop here. More will come as we practice our devotion. Therefore, he says, Sarva karmani api sada purvano madavyapashaya mat avyapashayaha mat prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. As I said, he is taking us deeper and deeper. He is taking Arjuna on the battlefield. So Arjuna is listening very attentively. So we also are supposed to listen to him, listen to Krishna, because he is taking us in a path where absolutely there is no suffering. That is what we all intend to, isn't it? We want peace of mind, which lasts forever. We have all found solutions, temporary solutions for our peace of mind. Quickly, we have some method by which we come back. He is giving us solution, which gives us permanent relief from suffering. That is only liberation. So now he says, Sarva karmani api sada kurvanam. Even though you are working all the time, Arjuna is preparing for his battle, taking care of his family, his kingdom. So you continue to work. Likewise, everybody keeps working. Housewife, laborer, administrator. Everybody is working. Even though you are working, there is no harm and there is no need to give up this work to achieve knowledge. But mat avyapashrayaha. That means take refuge in me. That's all I want. Keep doing your work till the end. You will attain moksha, you will attain freedom from suffering. As long as you keep your mind into me, mat avyapashraya, even doing all actions, taking refuge in me, and mat prasadat, my grace, by my grace, do your work and take refuge and surrender, do your work, surrender, then my grace shall come and you will attain the eternal immutable state. Avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam, immutable, nothing can change. That means we become one with him. One with him mentally. We become one with him mentally. So we will understand for every problem we know what is the source, what is the cause, and why it has happened. When you understand the why, the answer is there. Oh, ishtena. If most difficult problems also, next shloka is it. Most difficult of the difficult problems, we will have no fear. We will have the wisdom to handle. We will have the strength to handle, strength to face, because we never feel it's a problem. We never feel it is that is a mukam karoti vachalam. Most difficult of the problems, because as we are doing, we take refuge in him. So many times people say, we have to have this attitude. I have immense power in me. I can achieve this. Everything is fine. But the real freedom from suffering comes only when there is divine connect. The subconsciousness connect should be there. That surrender should be there. So keep doing your work, but keep me in your mind throughout. Sri Ramakrishna gives very good example for this. Iga, you see in village, they keep the pots on the village only. They get water from far off places. No, they keep the pots on their head and they keep walking, chatting with their friends. Not even one drop of water will be spilling, because they know how to balance it in spite of talking to their friends, discussing, gossiping, and sharing all their problems, taking out all their frustrations. All that they will be doing, but nothing will happen to them. It has become a subconscious activity. It has become a subconscious activity. While driving also, we keep talking. We take a left turn. We stop at the signal. Yet we are conversing on the mobile or on the Bluetooth. But we never commit mistakes. We know. And we are chatting with our friends who are sitting next to us or behind us. Without, it has become a subconscious activity, because something else is working within. Therefore, very beautifully, Sri Ramakrishna makes Vedanta very simplified. Please read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, 2 volumes. All his talks are written by Master Maharshay. Very beautifully is documented. Those days, where was the technology? He wrote down notes, write. And we should see their efforts. Just like Vedavyasa, no? So there are many Vedavyasas. Just like Vedavyasa, how he compiled all the Vedas, how he wrote Mahabharata, how he compiled Bhagavad Gita for us. Just like that, Master Maharshay has written all the conversations, and Sri Ramakrishna has made Vedanta with many parables. He gives so many small stories like this. So he says, like that, just as the woman is conscious that she has got a pot, so we must be conscious that this is not I who's doing it. It's the divine act. I'm just an instrument. I'm doing my work. But keep that in mind. So both things can happen. If we could drive the car talking to our friends, why not this? Isn't it? So he says, always keep that. He or she is doing work. And when you do that, then what happens is, then comes a divine grace. When you do that, no, then mat prasadam. So divine grace, something very beautifully Swamiji says, now here you must understand. All the while he says, Sita Pradnya, Atma is there, that is there, come on. Kshudram Hridaya Daurbalyam, he made him strong. And he kept on telling so many things. But now he says, my grace has to come. My grace has to come. And this will come when there is some development from our side. Human effort only triggers divine grace. That doesn't mean he's not working, he is working. But when you surrender, when you want higher level, higher expectation, even I want to go and drink water, my body will go. The minute, this is called, one more, its description is there. The minute I desire that I want to go down and have a cup of coffee, there's something triggered from within. The minute I have this desire, no, that consciousness triggers and it pushes everything into action. Science says it's a reflex action. But what about the desire and the response? That is still deeper. The desire cannot be described in science. What we understood, whatever science we have understood so far, medical science, and the response to that. From where does the brain gets an signal that this body needs to move, go down to the kitchen and make a cup of coffee? So there is something which is beyond the brain. That is a consciousness which is supporting. That happens routinely. Apart from that, when we want to evolve, everything has to be surrendered. Then the divine grace comes and takes you to much higher level than just drinking a cup of coffee. It takes you to the higher level of liberation. I hope I'm clear. Just stop me if it goes beyond a certain level or something. I'm sure all of you will understand this. So this divine grace is something which comes when we put an effort. And we must be able to appreciate that grace also. For example, simple grace at this stage for all of us and the viewers who are going to view. We all are putting this mind has made a choice. Buddhi has made a choice. Let us sit for 1 hour every week on Tuesday for listening Bhagavad Gita. That is the choice and the interest, and in one form it's a surrender. So the divine grace has come, which has made it happen. And the divine grace will give us proper direction. The divine grace is guiding us in a different than what we were previously. Definitely there has been some kind of change which we need to observe. Do you all agree with me on this? Do you agree? Mallikarjun? Suvarchala?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I
Because
can give an
Yes.
example, ma'am. Like
then,
previously, I used to like to watch more movies or else to listen songs.
huh,
Um, but now, no, I'm not feeling that much interest, and I'm feeling to listen only the
God,
devotional
just a minute.
songs.
Okay. So this has increased your bhakti, right?
Maybe I felt this change, ma'am.
Okay, good, very good. It is taking you more towards God. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody's experience? What about the other works? Do you feel any the quality of work or your interest in work other than devotion? One is devotion. We sit with God. We want to listen. Um, when you work also, no other housework or anything. Do you feel a change?
Yes,
Yes, madam.
yes,
Is there any? I mean, some polishing in the work what we do.
yes. Something different. I can't
Different.
express it properly
Express.
what it is, but there is some change or some
Change.
difference in the way
Some difference.
things
Yes.
are looked at or
Happening.
things are performed.
Performed. Yes. That's right. Kavita, anything? Any change you feel
Change.
in your
um,
teaching or approaching people, accepting people?
yes, ma'am.
Uh,
That I am accepting people. I feel
you feel, no?
initially it would I would feel get very irritated when my thing it was not my way.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I learn to accept. Uh,
Accept.
yes, ma'am.
So
But
this
I
is
know that the divine grace is there, ma'am. When it has led me, and
correct.
I found you. I can go about it. But
Yeah. Definitely, both of us meeting you, meeting me, me meeting you, both are divine grace.
yes,
Seriously,
ma'am.
it
Yes,
is.
true.
It is because it's a what I should say, combined output. This Bhagavad Gita, no, it has to have both partners. That is why in the shloka Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu, dual it is. Sahaviryam, they say Karava Vahai. Let me and others, means sages and Guru and Shishya, or sages and others who are listening. Ibru Uddhara agli anta. Both, that is how it is. So good, Kavita. And so what has happened is that knowledge that has come, no, that is a grace. That
Yes, ma'am.
knowledge to accept people, that is his grace. Because
True, ma'am. True.
understanding is grace, otherwise it will not come. Oh, houda, hinga, yen artha ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. So effort is also there. grace is also there. So it starts like this. This is the beginning of divine grace, and in as we grow higher, no, that grace will start. It will start flowing. That energy, that grace is nothing but energy, which makes everything crystal clear. More and more is there to learn. We have started accepting people. We will start doing work in more yoga, karmasu, kaushala. More, we are already doing to some extent. We are doing our work in a skilled way. Maybe we will give a different shape to that. We never know. It may impact so many more people than what it used to do earlier. So that these are all the signals which mean that the effort has triggered a divine grace. Guruji also used to say, you cannot say grace is already there. Air is there, water is there, you have money, you have full body. This itself is a basic grace which you already have acquired through your work previously. You have already attracted. Now you're growing beyond that. And it is up to people how to utilize this grace. That also I like. Already grace is there for everybody. How we use it, that is up to us. We have so many YouTube channels talking
That
about
is
how
true,
you.
ma'am.
Correct, no? Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Gita,
Because
we
and
Hmm.
God is same for for
All.
good and bad also.
Yes.
The
Yes.
divinity is there for Rama and Ravana both. That's why both are
Correct.
so powerful. But
Correct.
how
Correct.
each one uses the
Yes.
divinity is
Yes.
up to that person.
Up to that person. So the more he uses in a better way, in a higher way, more grace will come. It's up to you. That's what entire Gita says. This is how it is. Use it the way you want. So that divine grace is, So I always used to see how in when you get bank loan also, no, there also we have, you invest 10%, 90% we will give you housing loan, 90% that loan. Some investment has to come from your side. We are applying for funding. How much you have invested, what have you done, what. So very expectation from God is not enough. Your effort, human effort, he emphasizes. And what is that effort? Keep doing your work. Sarva karmanam, do it, but mat avyapashrayah, take refuge in me. Two conditions: keep working and mentally you surrender. Next shloka ade ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ. So then the divine grace will come, and that grace is tremendous strength. I experienced, my experiences are many with, when I fell sick, as I told you, just recently also. A lot of grace has come. My healing from a very serious illness and everything, tremendous stress, and reduces the stress of this one, fearlessness, all comes with this divine grace. So that grace also gives us wisdom, and work becomes effortless, and you get people to help you also. That also you can observe. Many people will come and start helping you out in day to day, but we must always do keep our refuge in God and keep working. Next shloka emphasizes further. Chetasa sarvakarmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogam upashritya matchitta satatam bhava. Chetasa sarvakarmani mai sanyasya, resigning mentally all the deeds unto me. Ella ninde. Mentally you have to surrender, as we said, resign all the deeds unto me. Madbeku. You have to think you are doing the best work and you are doing it, but having completed the task, Krishna Arpanam. That is what it says. Chetasa sarva karman, everything, housework, professional work, having me as the highest goal. He says, Mai Sanyasya, your goal in life should be to reach me, to reach that state. Reaching Krishna or consciousness is getting perfection in work, skill in action, freedom from suffering, peaceful, no baggage. That is a state. Eternal. Nothing can disturb. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎತ್ತಿ ಒಗೆದ್ರು, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, you will start laughing. You will say, okay, Papa, he doesn't know what he's talking. Just like Jesus Christ told his assaulters, no, oh God, excuse them. They don't know what they are doing, at the highest level of forgiveness, because he had reached that oneness. So resigning mentally all deeds unto me, having me as the goal, post graduation again. Our goal should be moksha ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಜುನನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. This is a path. Ultimate path is this only. Resorting to buddhi yoga. Buddhi yogam upashritya. Buddhi yoga means using our intellect, fixing intellect in the yoga, mind in the yoga, senses in the yoga, senses for God, senses puja ಮಾಡಿ, service ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. You use your hands, your ears, your eyes. So what you are saying, I like to listen to devotional songs. ಅದು ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ, surrender your buddhi, fix that buddhi always in yoga, and ever fix your mind also on me. So buddhi, mind, senses, everything should be surrendered to God. Chetasa sarva karmani, all actions surrender to me, and practice buddhi yoga, resort to buddhi yoga or yoga buddhi, both. Fix your mind completely on me. We can fix our buddhi only through the mind. That is why he says buddhi yogam. Buddhi is part of the higher state of the mind. So fix your mind, buddhi, everything on me, the higher state. As we start following, no, accepting people, forgiving people. Why do we forgive? Because we understand the creation. If all are same, papa, they are ignorant. So this is how we start going, and then we should realize that having come to this state, our goal is to reach that consciousness. That should be our goal. So, but unless we have this buddhi yoga means connect. Buddhi should be connected. Where it should be connected? To the divine. Buddhi should be connected. Whatever I think, whatever I decide, surrender read, surrender talk. So mind to buddhi ellavannu we have to surrender. Mentally we should say, I surrender all my thought processes to you, and then make a choice. Right? Who makes a choice? Buddhi makes a choice. No? So whenever I make a choice, I will surrender completely to you and do that. So mentally we should renounce. Physically we should work. Physically we should work, put all our efforts. George Bush, I think, so I had given one example. He used to practice this. When I work, I feel without me, nobody can do this work. When I complete the work, I say nothing I have done, it is God who has done it. So he has practiced karma yoga, and there are some quotations for that also. George Bush. Whether he attained moksha or not, I don't know, but he's considered to be one of the good presidents also. So yoga buddhi in the kelsa mado. And there are two types of people. No, one is ascetic people and people who have to work here. So both can attain moksha if you follow buddhi yoga. Just by becoming a sannyasi, wearing a orange robes and then going there, and that will not work. I was telling madam how there are different kinds of sannyasis. The true sannyasi is one who is in buddhi yoga, whether he is here working for the society or is in Himalaya. Going to Himalaya doesn't mean that you are free from aspirations or attachments. It's not guaranteed that you are surrendered. On the other hand, just because you're working and you seem to be taking care, administrator or a doctor or a teacher, that doesn't mean you are not a sannyasi. If you are surrendered, your personality says it all. If you are practicing true spirituality and says it's just what given to me by the divine, I surrender it to him and I relax. It could be any profession. So buddhi yoga, practice buddhi yoga. And today I have actually mentioned that this buddhi is a psychic energy. I will read some statements which are very powerful from Swami Ranganathananji's book, Universal Message of Bhagavad Gita. So he says, buddhi is a psychic energy. It cannot be underestimated. Before I go there, I think Shankaracharya, he says, this buddhi, should be connected to yoga, because beyond buddhi is Atman. There are sensory organs, that is how the body is arranged. Sense organs, we are involving in everything. Then mind is observing, mind is nourishing them. Mind will be there. When I eat also, my mind feels happy. When I drink something, mind feels. So mind and sense organs, and that mind is controlled by buddhi. Beyond buddhi is Atman. So if you fix your mind instead of external, inside on the buddhi, and that buddhi is connected to the divine, then you come very close to the Atman. So having said that, he says this is how, if we practice, it gives us tremendous psychic energy, emotional maturity, emotional resilience. It comes from such practice of such buddhi yoga or yoga buddhi. Yoga is connect your buddhi to understood, divine or consciousness, something which is beyond. So he says it's tremendous psychic energy, and if you have to train, discipline, purify, train it whenever it starts becoming taking wrong choices. Again, bring back by meditation and discipline it by willpower. Next statement he says that buddhi is luminous and it is a combination of intelligence, integrated intelligence, and willpower. Buddhi knows where to assert. That dhruti is part of this buddhi. So, a lot of stress is given on how to evolve through this buddhi yoga. We have to train, we have to discipline, and we have to purify. Purification is when we don't have negativity. We consider everything as divine. We excuse people, we forgive people, we serve people. We don't lose any opportunity to work and surrender. Both. That is how purification happens. That is how we train. So when this is being practiced, no, it gives you tremendous energy. You can do multitasking and you will surrender. You will achieve so many things without claiming that achievement. You will achieve, but you will not claim. You will not have the ownership because you feel I am very delighted to do God's work. We will feel so delighted. Even every lecture is God's work. Every patient treatment is God's work. Everything, every action taken in it as administrator, God's work. Every cooking dishes, cooking wonderful dishes is God's work. So we will enjoy without. So this is how Buddhi Yoga means. Whatever we did learn so far is Buddhi Yoga only, but constantly we have to do and we have to train it and we have to purify. So this is what he says about Yoga Buddhi. Now the next shloka says this way, mat chittaha sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi atha chet tvam ahankara na shroshyasi vinakshasi. Beautifully he says. So like this, if you practice this buddhi yoga and put your chitta, manasu, again, we'll not go into details of that. Manasu, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, buddhi, chitta, they are all interrelated. So fixing your mind antane ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ class, the meaning here. Chitta is not as mind, but everything you can say, ahankara, everything. Put your mind on me, then my grace shall overcome all your obstacles. Sarva Durgani. Durga in the fort. Fort means the obstacle because we have the fort of ego around us, which is the cause for all our suffering. I and mine Antevi. I will give you very, very, very common. It may appear to for you to be a very silly thing, but in relationships, no, when somebody, I'll tell you, when you are newly married, I'll say, the boy will say, you respect my mother because she is my mother. Your mother told me something, how can I respect? How dare you say that? She is my mother. This is a very common example I am giving. Then you also respect my mother because she is your mother-in-law. No, I feel inhibited, hanga ಹಿಂಗ ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಜಗಳ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ me and mine ego. It is not the mother. Mother ಗಿದ್ದರ್ ಮದರ್ಗೆ ಹರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅದಲ್ಲಿ my respect to my mother, therefore I'm asking ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು. My ego of because of my attachment and my mother. How dare you hurt my mother? That means you are an outsider and my mother is an insider. I have grown up with her, therefore conditioning. Mother should be respected. I'm not saying that. But much more than that, that same person, girl or boy, I'm not differentiating. Some other times they would have hurt their own parents. That doesn't matter. But someone else should not hurt my mother. ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಗನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಹುಡುಗಿನು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಐ ಹವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಮೀ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಗೋ. On the contrary, the girl doesn't want to respect objectively. The girl or the boy, either ways, don't want to respect because some misbehavior of that parent. If the boy or the girl, whoever, sees that with the objective angle, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ, they should not have spoken like that. Wrong is wrong. ನೀನ್ ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ he should have grown to that level of maturity where He will say what is right, what is wrong. Doesn't matter whether it is related to me or not. I hope I'm clear. Very simple example. In the you can give n number of examples in day to day this thing. Professionally also, I am the head of the department. I am the senior most person. I am the great principal or I am the vice principal. How dare you talk to me like that in spite of me insulting you? No, you may be that. ಯಾಕ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಹಂಕಾರ. I am attached. How dare patiency? How dare you talk? Non-doctor, ನೀನ್ doctor. Harvardದಲ್ಲಂತೂ 30 years back. Now nobody will listen. He slapped my father-in-law, one doctor, for asking questions 50, 60 years back. He was asking questions to a doctor and the doctor slapped the patient. About to slap, I think. He didn't slap, he was about to slap him. And he, master, my father-in-law was a teacher. Master, ಎದ್ದು ಹೋಗ್ತೀಯೋ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ? ಸಿಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೀಚರಿಗೆ, one doctor. Best treatment. But that is not the way. Why? Your ego got hurt. So this is how if you're objective, what is right, then who it is. Correct, no? What is right? Children ask so many questions. They're so innocent. Just shut up and keep quiet. It's not for your age. Anta na avarna snub madidre. See, go. How dare he ask me? Why did you do that? Anta question ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ parents ಗೆ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Why did you do that? None of your business ಅಂತಾರೆ ಕೆಲವು parents. Not to do like that. What is right, not who. That is clear indication of an ego. Therefore, he says, ego is an obstacle. Why am I not able to adjust? Ego ne bandirtadalli, right? So, or sometimes we try to adjust, we try to accommodate, but there are so many obstacles. But when we are right, still things are not right. We are putting all our efforts. Then comes a divine grace. Then surrender to him. I'm doing this, but I'm not the doer, it's you. Accept. Avaga, he will remove all the obstacles because you are showing an inclination to reach him. Avaga tegitana adanella. Prayers ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ತೆಗಿತಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. The minute you pray, God, get me out of this problem. I'm facing lot of difficulties. His grace, the moment you pray sincerely, surrendering, he will remove. But again they will come. Then what happens? Again you have to pray. But if you are in the path of understanding and spirituality, then he will give you so much of wisdom that obstacle doesn't appear to be an obstacle at all. ठीक है, चलेगा. That is the meaning of I will help you to overcome all the obstacles. He will not remove that person. Maybe he will give sadbuddhi to others also, professionally, personally. But more than that is, he will give you the wisdom. So if you fix your mind on me, he will give you that clarity by my grace. Mat prasadar, tarishyasi, you can sail through. But ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಥರ್ಚೇತ್ತಂ ಅಹಂಕಾರಾತ್ ನ ಶ್ರೋಷ್ಯಸಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ I can manage myself. I don't need this divine advice or something ಅಂತ ಅಹಂಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿನಂಕ್ಷಸಿ, you may perish. Krishna says that only. ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you will perish. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ when you have that ahankara, which doesn't regard anybody, leave alone God, they don't listen. So ಇವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ beautifully, he says, you surrender to me. Even when you are interacting with people, there will be some experienced people. Listen to them. It may be correct. There are different kind of people. Again, my personal observation is, when you talk to them, some of them listen, some of them pretend to listen, some of them listen but they do whatever they want to do, but they listen. Innu ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರು, they don't even listen. You don't have to tell me anything. ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಅದೇ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್. ಹಿಂಗ ಏನಾರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ, ಐ ನೋ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ನಮ್ಮಂತ ದುಡ್ದೇನೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎನಿ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್, ಎಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಡೂ. ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೇ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೂ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ. Do not negate, because sometimes you never know. The greatest solutions in life may come from some unknown third person. So if we have the habit of listening, analyzing, and implementing the way we want, that would be the best approach. Having said that, now Krishna is saying, ಇದು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಮಾರ್ಗ, ಇದು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. If you don't want, when you don't want, when will you not want? Because of your ahankar. You want to take another path. No, you will perish for sure. ಅವನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. He doesn't say follow me, I will take you ಅಲ್ಲ. If you follow this, then I will also come. We both can go. If you don't believe me, if you don't want to listen to anybody, leave alone God. Yavudu universe will start giving you some through somebody. God will not directly come and tell. God will not directly take us. He will come through somebody. One guru will come, people will come, Bhagavad Gita will come, books will come, YouTube will come. That is how His grace will take us towards the eternity. But if you don't want, no, something else will come and that will take you to the downfall. Idu matra guarantee. Vinashyati, pranashyati, and what? Vinangshasi. He uses this word. You may perish. You may perish. You will. Vinangshasi. That's what he says. Because ahankara is the enemy of God. Enemy which prevents us from going to the higher. Ahankara limits us. Does not let us accept people, does not let us forgive people, does not let go. All these are taking us towards divinity. Now, if you sit there only and block, who can help? Nobody can help. So you will perish because ego itandre, it will attract all kinds of, negativity. So just like, this is my statement, this is not. Ivaga surrender, when we do, we bow down, divine grace will come. Together we go this way. Ego iddaga, ego also is there's an investment. It will attract the negativity. That also builds a momentum in the other direction with the same force and more forcefully than this divine force. More forcefully it will take you and you will perish. Just like all this Hiranyakashipu, Ravana. Ivrudella egoism alva. And like that we have so many egoistic people around who don't want to believe anything which is correct. Because they feel by listening, by yielding, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರೆನ್ಸ್. ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ which helps me to purify myself, to make me humbler, to take me towards God. Because anything that speeds up my evolution is good, isn't it? So we should do that way. Last shloka for the day. Yad ahankaramashritya nayotsya iti manyase mityaisha vyavasayaste prakritistvam niyokshati. And if filled with such ahankara, you think, Arjuna, I will not fight. Nan man enadru I will not fight. Anta ahankara idre you will say you will not fight. Why I will not fight is considered to be ahankara. Anybody wants to use proper can tell your views? Can you tell me your views? Arjuna, Krishna says fight. Arjuna says ನೀನು ಏನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾನು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ because they're all my people. I will not fight. I will not. No, I will not do. ನಮ್ಮನ್ ಅಂತಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸನ್. I won't do that. ಹಂಗೆ ಅವನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it becomes an ಅಹಂಕಾರ. How?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
maybe it is his guna.
Huh?
Maybe it is his guna.
Not
Swabha.
fighting. Huh? Refusing to
Huh.
fight will become his guna. Okay, Kavita, what is your?
ma'am, I feel Arjuna is not saying that it is Krishna's doing. I mean, I don't know how to put it.
Correct.
Uh, that he is only a direction. I mean, he's just a path to achieve
Correct.
dharma.
Huh.
He wanted to bring back dharma to the world, no ma'am.
Yaru
So,
Krishna.
yeah, Krishna or
So-
nature or then he
nature.
through
Ah.
Arjuna he has to set up. But Arjuna is not seeing the bigger picture.
He's
or
not seeing the bigger picture. Correct.
he's feeling
He's
if he's going to hurt all of his people, he is
Yes.
going to kill people. He's
Yes.
not thinking about the dharma in the society. He's
Yeah.
thinking about only himself.
Correct. Correct. You are right.
Something like
He's
that.
not thinking of bigger picture is ahankara.
Yeah.
And Suvarchila, what did you say? His guna.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
actually, yeah, you brought the right point. Next shloka onwards, next shloka says that only. Actually, Arjuna is in one way he is in ahankara because as you rightly said, he thinks he is the doer. I will not fight. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್, ಯುವರ್ ಗುಣ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಫೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೈಟ್. ವೇನ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ. ಮಿಥ್ಯಾ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ will constrain you from prevent. It will not, it will make you, it will push you to fight. Your guna is to fight only anta helta. Your prakriti will constrain you. Even if you don't want to fight, you will do fighting because you are not the doer. Idu nanda maya. My maya is like a wheel anta next ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So Arjuna, what I'm trying to say is, Arjuna ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಹಂಕಾರದಿಂದ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, I will do this, I will not do this. Higher state. Initially we should decide like that. As you go towards evolution, then we must understand nothing is in our hands and everything is Krishna's wish and will. And what is my swadharma? Krishna has told, what is your swadharma? To fight for dharma. Now if you listen to Krishna, follow your swadharma and fight, that means you are giving up your ahankara. So he says, yet supposing you trust your ahankara and say I am not going to fight, no, be rest assured it will not happen, because I have created these gunas in such a way that it is in your blood that you have to fight. Even if you don't want to fight, it will push you to fight. The Krishna anta. So here we close and we have crossed the time also. So the takeaway message is buddhi yoga, surrender, keep working. Best part, do not retract from your work, keep working. Whatever you feel good, whatever you can, whatever your swadharma, whatever is your aptitude, your skills, give more meaning to that through buddhi yoga. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, like zeros, we keep working, stress, bus ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ವ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು, ಕ್ಯಾಬ್ ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು, people are not helping me, morning I have to prepare my own, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಬೇಡ. Put buddhi yoga, surrender to the divine. That is like adding one behind several zeros. I'm doing lot of work, 1 0, this work, 0 0 0, no use. Just bring that one. And what is that one? Divine surrender. I am not the doer. Krishnarpana. I enjoy doing it, but it is only I'm an instrument. It's your maya which is doing, prakriti which is doing, and I surrender to you, and my mind will be fixed on you. It ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that zeros will become one. So you're doing so many works. So imagine, I have done three works and 3 zeros. 1, buddhi yoga, 1000. You're doing so many tasks. 6 zeros, 7 zeros. Put 1 crore. It amounts to like that. So more work, but everything surrender to him. That adds value, and that makes just like one adds value to the money, that adds so much of value to our work, whatever you are doing. So remain in that state, surrender. We know that, but he's taking a little higher to a higher platform, and he's emphasizing again and again, without my refuge, it will not work, number one. And your gunas are next statement alide adu very interesting analogy he gives, how I keep people in that whirlpool of karma which will bind them, the gunas. We'll see that in the next session. Anything to add? Maybe 1 or 2 add, if any of you, only 4 5 of us are here, so you can add whatever you feel.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Tell me.
Usually, in today's world, we are seeing many sadhus or swamijis, and many of